Heath. I work for a little company called Cold Sweep, and we do dry ice blasting and induction stripping.
Name's Randall Heath from Morgan, Utah, 67. I'm a dry ice blasting contractor.
I'm Terry Kunkel, Team T. Kunk, 65 years old. I'm a retired locomotive engineer for Union Pacific Railroad.
I'm Tyler Kunkel. This is my dad. I am 38 years old and I work for an innovative medicines company, and it's been a blast. We're excited to be in Mexico, excited to hunt Coues deer.
Are we going to win? It won't. If we do, or if we don't, it won't be for the lack of trying. We've won already.
I hope the other team shoots something for sure, but I just hope we outscore them by at least a point.
Well, the game plan for today is to find Trevor a big old Coues deer. Escondido means hidden or difficult to see or find.
Trying to look up under these oaks in the bottom, see if we can see anything holding up. Real hard to see under there with the moisture. It's fun to be out here.
Oh yeah.
It's quite the adventure. Moisture makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah, from day one on that, starting it off right off the bat.
Nothing better than starting it off hard.
So,
it's only going to get easier though.
Yeah, that's for sure. It'll dry up.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're getting rained out. We haven't been able to see anything. There's fog. So we decided we're gonna call it for a little while, see if it lets up, but it hasn't shown any sign of letting up. The last 2 hours we've been sitting in the truck. Well, we're heading back out. The rain's kind of starting to clear up a little bit, so we're hoping we have a big enough window to get some activity. Heading back up to the same spot we were at this morning. We were psyched about it. It looks like a great spot, so I feel good about it.
It is a buck, I think. Well, we know they exist. We just found a little 2-point. Or is that a 4-point in Coues terms?
I know what they look like now, so I'm psyched to see one. Day one of really hunting. It's just a different looking deer. He's so tiny.
The rain has started about 5 o'clock this morning. Kind of a recap. Now we're some 4 o'clock in the evening. Just got a mist, but it's supposed to all clear out later tonight, and we didn't see anything. Very few glassing opportunities because of the fog and the rain. He's down toward the bottom. He's come by that big old stump right there.
Oh yeah.
It's bent over.
Yep. Yep.
I have no idea how big he is.
I got the spotter on him now. First buck on camera. Dude, I do think he's a shooter.
It what?
I do think he's a shooter. Here, I'm watching him. See him? There's 2 doe over here. He just went into that thick.
I think we pick it up here in better light tomorrow.
Yeah, but there's no. I mean, he's chasing does though, so he can move.
Yeah. Well, let's go up here a little ways and come back down.
Hey, we could just go straight at him.
Okay.
And we couldn't pick that buck up for any of the deer we've been watching. And we'll pick him back up in the morning. Come back when it's a little better light. And but hey, we tried.
All right, last night we definitely got on a good shooter buck, so we're gonna work up. We can't drive up, it's too slick, so we're gonna hike up to the top and get set up where we have him, where we marked him, where he bedded, and get eyes on him and make a play from there.
Saw a couple of bucks over here, and this morning we got a couple new points we're gonna glass from up here on this ledge. So we'll be glassing over here and over here. Oh, it's raining right now. It just feels like this is starting to die off, so hopefully they get active soon. We're just gonna hike just to warm up a little bit. I'm frozen to the bone.
I did look at the end of the rainbow and there were no big bucks.
Got a lot of rain. We're trying to decipher the weather. We've had such bad rain. Didn't expect it at all coming down to Mexico. I think we're in the clear. Maybe not in the clear, but we're through the worst of it.
You can barely see her butt. I mean, she's literally is right behind it. We weathered out all the rain and decided to get a little blood flowing, moved up the hill to a spot that we started yesterday morning. And as we got up here, we spotted 2 different bucks, and we've got a doe, and we've got one that's a for sure shooter.
That's a big Coues. That's a big Coues. That's a shooter all day.
That's following a doe slowly down this ridge towards us. I've got him in the phone scope right now, so I think Dad's gonna work down.
Yeah, it's about 650 from here straight across. So we're gonna have to go down through the gully and then back up the other side and maybe get an angle across, maybe cut half the distance or something. Somewhere around 512.
I had no idea this was that type of angle here.
We've got a really good looking area we want to try out this afternoon and this evening. Head up there and we'll give it a try. Being up this high is awesome. We found a really good spot. You can see down into all these groves of trees, into a bunch of pockets. I feel like we have so much real estate down there. At this point, it might just be a matter of how much time we can spend glassing. We just have to catch them crossing one of those pockets, just so we know where one of them is. But this is a money spot. This is killer. I wonder if tomorrow morning, first thing, I'm walking up one of those ridges, just to try some new territory down low.
Yeah, we've come to this drainage all day long in rain and nice weather and haven't seen so much as we haven't seen anything. We saw a hawk. Yeah, saw a hawk.
Well, we did about a 2-hour stalk over here after a couple of bucks. We couldn't find them. The biggest one moseyed it on up the hill, apparently. We did see another buck. A wide buck, we could have shot it, but it had G2s broken off. So we're going to work our way back and try again in the morning.
Well, today we had a lot of rain.
Again.
Started out wet. We got through that. We had a lot more hiking today. Yesterday we basically stayed at the truck. Today we hiked all over the place, got to know the country a little bit better. Didn't see a thing, but optimistic about some of the stuff we've discovered. 13 hours and 13 minutes until sunrise, so we'll hit it again then. So we're here a little bit further north than we were yesterday in some new country. So we're going to spend a lot more time on our feet today and a lot less time getting wet. Weather looks good. It's cold. It's really cold, but shouldn't be much wind, shouldn't be much rain. So I think conditions are going to be good today. The sun's just starting to come out on that southeast facing slope over there. Got my eyes on one doe. So we're just going to keep watching around her, see if anything stirs up. This is going to be an awesome morning. Yeah, if you'll keep an eye on him. Goggles, there's a doe above the fence the right side, and then just below the fence and to the left, there's the buck.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to see his antlers right now. Got a pretty good looking buck. He looks much better than the one we saw 2 days ago. About 700 yards away though. We're just gonna observe him for a little while. He looks pretty good. It's exciting to see something after all those rainy days.
We're seeing deer. We're seeing deer today here. In fact, I've lost track here. Let's see.
I would say at least three good ones.
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 does.
Mm-hmm.
That first buck you saw was chasing a doe.
He disappeared over the ledge about 15 minutes ago.
On the other side of the hill here. Target-rich environment here today. It's a world of difference from the first 2 days here.
The sun is shining. It's nice to be out here.
Morning 3 update. We went to our first glassing spot. Spotted a buck right off. He was a younger buck. We didn't see any does in there where yesterday we had about 10. We all made the decision that we'll come back up to our second spot. This is where we had got into a couple of bigger bucks yesterday. So we have a lot of area here to cover with our glasses. So we'll probably spend the rest of the evening in here.
It's amazing how much time is required behind the glass for these deer. We got up to the top, we saw some pretty quick, and then everything bedded down, and we've been just glassing and glassing and glassing. You just have to literally be looking where they're at when they choose to show up, or they are not seen.
See, we have a good looking buck up on this ridge. There he's just showing up again. He's about 600 yards up there, so he's a ways out, but we're gonna keep a close eye on him for a little bit because he looks nice. I'm stoked to see him right here. Oh, that's awesome. He looks good. If I can get him close enough, I'll take him. He looks like a big buck. All right, so right now the buck is just, it looks like a rock bobbing up and down way up in the trees. I think it's 2:30, so we've got time to see what he does. If he beds down, I want to go across this ridge in front of us and try and get a better vantage point, a little bit closer of a shot. But for now, it's the waiting game. I've got good eyes on him. I'm just tracking his movements, and we'll see where he goes.
It's just a plant. Our deer turned into a plant.
I lost him in those bushes somewhere.
Well, he's probably just somewhere nearby.
We weren't seeing hardly anything else toward later in the evening up top at our second glassing spot. So we decided to come back down to this spot where we have seen, well, we did see a buck here this morning, a small one. And then yesterday we saw, or day before yesterday, we saw a really good buck. So we're gonna see what we see this evening.
Got a coyote looking around. He's on the move now. A little bit slower. Sunshine all day, which felt good, but yeah, just slower.
We expected it to be a little better after the rain for the last 2 days, but they must have left this valley right in here.
Not a lot of movement, so we're going to hike back down the road, check out the areas on the side, heading back towards camp. We're just going to make the best of the light, get to know the territory. All right, we're heading back to the same spot we were yesterday. We saw 3 nice bucks over in this area, so we're gonna hike over there, set up, and start glassing. We'll find us a buck. What it seems like in the morning, we've been seeing them down low. They've worked their way up higher, so we've been starting at the bottom of the hill, glassing up. I found them up the hillways, but they usually seem to be at the bottom. And right when the sun hits is the easiest time to see them. So we're getting pretty close. I'm hoping to see a good one today. Hopefully we see the one we saw yesterday one more time. We're seeing a lot of does. but they're pretty active this morning. Just for the first time this trip, I've seen does with no bucks, so I'm sure they're just hiding still. It's been moving horizontally, trying to pick a good section where I can have 2 landmarks I can mark between and just work my way up, work my way up, work my way up. It's worked pretty well up to this point where it's just having a super slow morning.
We've changed positions again. We walked further on up the hill, and we're going to look off this drainage. It's got a big mountainside behind us, so we're going to check it out.
Hopefully the hike is worth it. We've seen 2 doe, 1 small buck, but really not near as much as we anticipated. There's a lot of good grass. We're looking down at most everything, but just have to keep looking, keep trying to find them. But a little discouraging. Thought we'd see definitely a lot more up here. This looked like a prime spot. I think let's just get back down. I really was hoping this would work out. I thought it would give us views of protected area that they'd hold up, but
yeah, I think we work back down where we have seen the majority of the deer, and just hang out there and see what we find. We found what, two doe and a little buck,
yeah,
off this edge, but if there was, we just didn't see the amount in here this time, so let's head on down.
All right.
And they blend in so well. It's like trying to find a golden retriever in a bunch of yellow cornfields. They're pretty small, and they blend in really well. It's crazy how tiny they are. It's a hot day. I suspect that they are bedded down in the shade right here, and I'm hoping to see them climb out up into the open areas on this hill. We'll see. This is still a little bit early in the afternoon, and sounds like they usually start getting active about 3 o'clock, so we still got another hour or so before they start moving again. I'm feeling pretty good about where we are this evening. If something pops out, we're set up really well to make a move. I see 1 solitary doe way out in the brush. He's probably 450 yards away.
All right, so about 2 o'clock, we're day 4. We had gone up to this high knob, looked in the bowl all back behind it, saw a couple doe, 1 small buck, and then moved down, found another small buck and a couple of doe. Here in a second, we're gonna split up. I'm gonna go down the hill, watch the spot where we saw the first big buck, and then we'll just have to communicate back and forth with our go-tennas and see who sees something first that we need to make a move on.
I just think we didn't see the bucks because we saw 8 or 9 does.
Yeah.
Not more, they're there.
Well, if they're rutting, they're going where the hot does are, and if this is where the hot does aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I mean, we saw so many here 2 days ago. I mean, yesterday. Saw so many here yesterday. I just don't know what happened today.
Really just didn't see anything today. What we did see was in another zip code way over there, does and small bucks, but we're going to try to hit this thing early in the morning.
Yep.
We haven't really been here on an early hunt, the first light, so we're going to try to hit first light here in the morning.
Friday morning, we got today and tomorrow left. So we're up where we need to be. I'm about to run down the hill, watch a second spot. Find one, poke one. That's what it's got to be. So
We're gonna keep eyes on this hillside. It's gonna be perfect. It's super cold this morning. It's 23. So they ought to be moving. They ought to be fired up.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta find one.
Today is Friday. They're spending this morning back at our spot where we saw bucks 2 days ago. We're hopeful they'll come in. If we don't see anything this morning or early this afternoon, we're gonna pack up and move to a different spot and see if we can glass anything in a new spot. I'm staying in this spot we had scoped out for this morning. We've seen a bunch of does, no bucks so far, so my dad's splitting off. He's taking a higher vantage point so he can cover more area. We're just in radio contact, and if we need to, we've got cell service down here. So split up, get our eyes on more country. All right, we saw a pretty good sized buck down on the other end. Not our plan, but he looks good enough. We're gonna mobilize. My dad's heading up to this knoll so we can get a good view from that direction, and then we're gonna start making our way up higher so we can get a better vantage point. But he's the best thing we've seen in the last 2 days, so we're gonna start making moves, see if we can figure out where he's going.
I'm looking at 2 small bucks, about 900 yards. They're kind of just sparring every now and then, but they're watching 3 does. Maybe their uncle will show up. Like a big round cedar tree here. He's down below it in the blonde.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh man, sweating.
995, about somewhere in that area.
Did you have him in the scope though, Dad?
At one time I did.
Okay. So he's behind the big cluster of live oaks, and there's an opening to the left.
Okay. By a prickly pear?
Yeah, he was under the prickly pear, and he's right below it now. He's coming down towards the base of that live oak. I'm getting 880 underneath. But he's clearing. He didn't go high. He went level with those live oaks.
I don't even see him though.
Far left, he's about to hit that blue stem or that grass. It's okay. If you don't catch him, we got plenty of grass coming up.
Oh man, I lost it.
He is hidden at the moment. All right, he's going up. No. Yeah, he might go up to that yucca that's in the sun, Dad. The forky's in the sunlight, and the bigger one's behind him.
About 2 little bucks, and 1 medium-sized buck we're watching right now. We know the general area in the phone scope, but we're having problems finding it in the gun scope, just kind of the general location. But we know he's got a bedded hot doe in there, and it's keeping him around. It's 10:35. It's really difficult with the shadows and then the sunlight, being able to pick them up. As soon as they go into the shadows, you just lose them. And that area where it's so thick and the steep of the incline, it just makes it difficult finding those gray ghosts.
They can literally be right in the center of the scope, and then you know they're there because you saw them move, and then they get still and you can't see them. It is crazy.
We found 2 does. They must be hot because he's right there with them. We're just keeping an eye on them. We're in a tough spot because we can't move closer and keep them in range, so we're going to move up and see what the terrain looks like up above us. Hey, they are under too much cover. Can you make your way to the kind of the northeast side of the mountain and then come over and just make some noise from that side?
You want me to move?
Yeah, we have 2 bucks over here. If you'll make that move, they're in really tough cover right now.
Oh, they're right next to you.
They're right next to you. And we had some massive excitement just a minute ago. We've been seeing deer all around us, and we turned around. Just right there on that hill, right beneath my dad, were 2 bucks and a doe. We had to deal with my dad being in the line of fire, and I got my scope on one of them, and then he just disappeared. They were in deep cover. They're in grass about this tall, and they're about this tall, so they are tough to spot. So we're not giving up on them. We're gonna keep looking. They're all over right now.
Flag coming down.
Okay, thank you. They've got to be right here. I can hear him just right there. All right, we're halfway through day 5, the most exciting day so far. We've seen a couple of bucks. Later in the day we saw a few javelina. Called them all the way up. They were 5 feet away from us, just right in the brush behind us. But they're about as tall as my gator, so we didn't get a shot on them, but it was amazing to see them come right up there. So we've got a really good spot here. Gonna keep glassing. We're gonna find ourselves a buck tonight, I'm hoping.
All right, so I think they're bedded for the afternoon now. We had eyes on 3 different bucks, 1 doe that we think is hot that 2 of the bucks were following, and then we still didn't find the buck that was bigger. I think he might have bedded very close by. It's amazing how they disappear. Absolutely amazing how they disappear.
Oh yeah, that's a buck. Yeah, that's a shooter. All right, we're gonna go hot.
He ran left.
I didn't see.
He just poked his head out from the tree. He's in the blonde grass.
You can tell where I hit. You see him? I don't see him. Dang it, dang it. I believe he's down. We'll have to just watch for a little while and make sure he didn't come out either side of this tree. And it sounded like a good hit on the recoil, but we'll find out here shortly. Thanks. Don't want to celebrate too soon, but I do believe I have a little small buck down, so we'll Tyler will be back up there. He was spotting down here or looking over the ridge at the bottom, so I know he heard me shot, so he'll be on the way. So I got one down.
Oh, that's awesome.
I couldn't tell where I shot the first time. That wind's blowing around in my face.
I thought I heard one early, and then the second one I heard, I knew it connected.
Yeah, well, the second one I think might have is shot underneath it.
Okay.
The third one is the one that, and I adjusted it to 607 yards, so. Awesome. Yeah. So,
Awesome. That's awesome.
We saw just barely a buck chasing a doe, so we are heading over to a better knoll about 500 yards away from here, because it looks like it'll give us a really good look at them. So packing up, moving to the next spot. We made our way over here, and we can't see down in where we wanted to see, but now we're in range of this area. So we're gonna glass here for a little bit, as we can see down into those trees a little bit better from a different angle. We got a great view of the hillside where those two bucks were earlier today. So
it's 3:20, somewhere around 2:30. So now we're going to see to retrieve it and get our hands on it. Right here, plenty of blood, good pile of it.
I think he's going right here.
Well, this is our third day at this location, and our best day probably of the week.
no doubt. We were so close to having a shot on one buck, almost two bucks. They really know how to hide. They're here, they're active, they were running around all day, so I think we come hit it again tomorrow. This is our last shot.
I can't think of a better place.
Yeah.
Great day.
We got over here to the blood trail. He's still hurt. We followed blood trail for a pretty good ways, and we ended up bumping him.
Because you can't, they're so short in this grass.
Yeah.
They were all bedded and I startled them.
So we figured that might be best just to come back in the morning, gonna have a good cold night and recover him.
Oh, look at it up the tree. That's a little one. Oh.
That's what's called a ringtail cat.
Oh yeah. I've never seen one of those. Oh, big rock.
Last day, it's crunch time.
Yep, pressure's on. We need to go find a big one.
You're still breaking it.
If you can get your eyes on the deer, it'll be a lifesaver. Come on. Where are you at? Looks like they've gone over the other side, so we might reorient, because the last day we see bucks over there. We know they're in that next valley. We hoofed it over here. Gotta get my heartbeat back down a little bit, and we'll go try and find them.
Last day, about 8 o'clock, headed to go find this buck. Tracking it with the Onyx maps, we were able to drag the blood trail, drop a pin where we saw him last, and let him bed. And so because of that, we're going to work a different spine. All right, so here is where we shot from, and straight across to here. This is the drainage we've walked down, and then as we tracked, we followed blood around these drainages and spotted him here, still following blood. With Onyx, we're able to know exactly the easiest way in and out. So cover one more drainage, hopefully find him over here in the deep.
Well, we're still in the process of trying to find this deer. Our blood trail played out about halfway down this ridge over here behind us. Last time it was spotted was just right in here, and that's when we backed out last night. So we hadn't been able to pick the trail back up. Now we're fixing to start a grid parallel and work it up about 200 yards and then come back down and then work it back up again. And
all right, so all the yellow is what I've already gridded and looking for him. Green dots where we saw him last. So what we're gonna do, and each line, we've got about a 30-yard gap between. So we're gonna drop down and just keep working this whole face just like that all the way to the bottom.
We saw them there yesterday. They're moving, and we know they're in the area. It's the last day.
Well, we're burning daylight, huh?
We're just gonna hike up that ridge, try and find those 2 bucks on the other side of the hill. Just spotted the 2 bucks that we followed over the ridge over here in this Y in front of us. So now we've got eyes on them. My dad's coming up. He was spotting down below, so he's going to come up and put eyes on them. And then I'm going to move over to a shootable position. He's too far out right now, but there's a really big buck and a smaller buck. So I think this might be a good spot to stop in class. We've got a really good hillside with lots of shade for the deer to hang out in. Maybe stop here for a little while, just look at the mountain.
glad we got these poles.
Woo!
Ah,
Oh my gosh!
the struggles to get here.
Golly.
I wanted to give up so many
Lord.
times but I know I.
We've covered 2.5 miles scanning this whole hillside. There's so many drainages, and we just kept hoping that he decided to go down in one of them. And we had fanned out, come across, and we were working our way back, truly losing hope. Nope, we haven't had blood all day. And he's right in that rock bottom.
Let's go get her.
I'm proud of you for getting in there. Oh, that was awesome. Let's go.
What a beaut.
Oh my gosh.
What a beaut. We went from highs of shooting it one day, lows of not finding it, picking the blood back up today on a high again, and then the struggles of walking this steep incline, stumble and go through this, you know, you get on a really good low, and then go to a high of finding it, you know. It's
just grateful.
It completes the story. It was a struggle to shoot them at a distance.
And they hide so well.
Oh my gosh, they blend in. The gray ghost, there's no doubt.
We're running out of daylight, so we know there are 2 bucks in here. We saw them earlier today. So we're gonna work our way down the ridges. This is our last chance. See if we can find anything like it happened in the last hour. All right, well, end of the day, we got one. Found a shed on the way out of here, but it was a bust today. They're sneaky. Yeah, the rumors are not falsified. They just disappear. Every hunter prays for success and you hope for success, but sometimes you come up empty, and that's what it is. It was an awesome hunt.
All that's left to do is head back to the ranch house and find out if Team Kunkel recovered or if there's a shoot-off.
Yeah, let's go do it.
Welcome to the wrap-up show of Leupold'S Hunt Wars down here on a cold morning in Mexico at Coues Camp. We've got Team Cold Sweep and Team T-Kunk here. It was an amazing 6-day hunt. These guys grinded it out all week long. It started out a little bit slow. We had a huge rainstorm come through the first couple days. Randall, kind of tell us a little bit about what that did to your guys' hunt just right off the bat.
Well, right off the bat, I would say that huge rainstorm is not descriptive enough. It was torrential here. It was like, oh my gosh, how can you even function? There was a little truck time involved.
Yeah.
Everything was washed out.
Right.
It was tough.
Tough to pass roads, tough to get out in glass. The deer weren't really moving, you know, and I think as the weather kind of cleared, you know, kind of what you said, Trevor, is that you kind of found your stride that third, fourth day in where you could actually kind of pick those deer up. There's a little bit different glassing is kind of what you were talking to me about.
Yeah, that's right. This is a different style hunt than I've ever participated in. Starting out, I had no idea what I was doing. We've never hunted like this before. The last 2 days of the hunt, I really felt like we got it down, and if we had a little bit more time to keep that pattern up, I think we could have succeeded.
Yeah, you guys had so many close calls. I mean, it was awesome to watch how you guys kind of moved, found your location, and then really honed in on that location. And it looked like you had a little bit of fun with some javelina throughout the week as well, which is really, really fun and kind of another added bonus. Obviously, over to Team T-Kunk, you guys, day one, in the rain, found an all-time mega giant that you kept trying to go back and turn up, and it just didn't work out. You just couldn't figure out where he had gone. Kind of talk a little bit about that and the first couple of days, how you guys actually located some really nice deer.
The weather helped us, the rain helped us because that canyon was all protected. On the opposite side we were glassing, and that's where they had all bedded. And as the weather got better and clear, they moved out and we had to find another spot.
And then on this amazing buck, I'm going to go through the score really quick. As you know, in our scoring, we have total gross score. This buck scored 91.5 inches. He was aged at 3 years old, so that's an added 6 points to their score. Now tell me a little bit about this shot. An amazing shot, and this is why we do a deduction and not a disqualification. Just sometimes you have to take those longer shots, and if you're comfortable, you can do it. 607 yards. Talk us through that shot.
Well, it was stressful for sure. I've never shot at that length. I did practice up to 500 prior to coming several times and felt really comfortable at it. When I shot twice, but I had the wrong range in. And then after I arranged it again, realized it was a little bit further, so I was able to dial up and then able to hit it then. So.
Awesome. And so with that 600 yard shot, they do get a 7.5 point deduction for a total score of 90 inches. Obviously, they were the only ones to tag out, so you are the kings of camp, we can call it, for Coues Deer. Congratulations, guys. It was an awesome hunt. We're so grateful for all of our sponsors, for these awesome individuals putting in, supporting Hunt Wars, and coming down, hunting in Old Mexico. We've had a fantastic time. I can't wait to start season 4, so go put in, and we will see you on the mountain.